Recently, there have been ongoing concerns about the crisis of US bond defaults. As mentioned last week, the market trend is falling and the situation is unclear. Therefore, it is important to pay attention to the measures and policies that the US government will take. In the crypto industry, stablecoins that are pegged to the US dollar are expected to be the most affected in the worst-case scenario where US bonds default. USDT will be heavily impacted, although the probability is low. It is important to be prepared and to stay vigilant in order to avoid risks in a timely manner. Web3 Weekly News Digest will go over trendings this week. As mentioned last week, the market is showing a downward trend. BTC fell below $26,000 on the 13th, hitting a low of about $25,960. Then rebounded to consolidate around $26,800. The 30-day rolling correlation between Bitcoin and Ethereum fell below 80% for the first time since November 2021, dropping to about 78%. The decrease in correlation indicates a lower mutual dependence between BTC and ETH, and their prices are not moving as closely together as before. ETH's volatility was relatively small this week, fluctuating between a low of $1,746 and a high of $1,800. Last week, the Ethereum mainnet experienced two consecutive failures within 24 hours. On the 12th, transactions could not be confirmed for about 25 minutes due to a client issue, which has happened before. On May 16th, the Ethereum client Prism released version 4.0.4. which includes key fixes for mainnet issues, and strongly recommends everyone to upgrade to this version. This further reflects the importance of client diversification. Currently, the proportion of Geth, the execution layer, has reached nearly 84%, and Prism, which has the highest proportion of the consensus layer, has also reached 66%, as mentioned by Vitalik Buterin. Client diversity is also an important issue and pace that cannot be ignored. It is worth noting that in this issue, Unbeatable, one of the leaders in DVT technology, was not affected, which reflects the effectiveness of diversity and the optimistic future of DVT technology. Over 700 banks in the US are facing significant safety and solvency risks due to the large number of hidden losses on their balance sheets, with reported losses exceeding 50% of their capital. The Federal Reserve has pointed out that the rate hikes have catalyzed these losses in US banks. Changes in monetary policy and constantly rising interest rates have had a negative impact on the banks' balance sheets, causing their financial state to become more precarious. The U.S. banks need to take necessary steps to reduce risks and protect their safety and solvency. Gary Gensler, chairman of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), said during the Q&A session of the 27th Annual Financial Markets Conference, held by the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, that he believes the cryptocurrency market is often non-compliant and based on decentralized false narratives. He also said that 3 of the recent 4 bank failures in the US were related to cryptocurrency. This confirms Hellman's previous prediction that the SEC's crackdown on the cryptocurrency industry will lead to a blame game, with banks shifting their crises onto the cryptocurrency industry. However, savvy individuals know that the root cause of the banking crisis is due to the previously unlimited printing of cash followed by interest rate adjustments. There is no such thing as a free lunch, and there will always be consequences to achieve balance. Perhaps this is just the beginning of a series of banking crises that should have been foreseen from the outset. China Telecom and Conflux Network jointly released the BSM card developed through collaboration. BSM card has the characteristics of portability, high security, and high performance compared to traditional SIM cards, which will promote the innovation of Web 3.0 applications and the development of the Web 3.0 industry ecosystem. Li Anmin, the deputy director of the Research Institute of China Telecom, stated that China Telecom will work with partners to promote the implementation of the digital asset card BSM in Hunan and other regions, applying it to scenarios such as meta-universe digital assets, digital identity authentication, and IoT device collection. In addition, security agency CertiK and Alibaba Cloud have formed a partnership to introduce blockchain security into the cloud platform. Developers and businesses will be able to use the services and tools provided by CertiK on Alibaba Cloud for code auditing, risk assessment, team identity verification, background checks, and more. CertiK and Alibaba Cloud will also organize hackathons, developer education conferences, and application development programs to jointly promote the continuous development of the Web3 ecosystem. It can be seen that in the past few months, policies from various regions in China have been laying out the groundwork for the metaverse, and major players have started working with some top blockchain projects, coupled with Hong Kong's crypto-friendly policy. It reflects a growing awareness and tentative but gradual opening up towards this field. The U.S. Treasury bond has long been considered a risk-free asset, reflecting the public's confidence in its safety. However, the recent threat of a U.S. Treasury default has become a topic of great concern. While the likelihood of this happening is low, there are tools that can be used to prevent it, such as lowering interest rates, quantitative easing, and raising the debt ceiling. However, the possibility of a black swan event is still unknown, and if the worst-case scenario occurs, it will have a significant impact on the global financial system. As mentioned last time, stablecoins pegged to the US dollar are expected to be the most affected. In the cryptocurrency industry, Circle has already made strategic adjustments regarding this issue. However, according to Tether's Q1 report released on May 16, despite reducing nearly 90% of its bank deposits to mitigate risk, following recent U.S. bank crises, its holdings of U.S. Treasuries have exceeded $53 billion, which is a historic high. If the worst-case scenario of a U.S. Treasury default occurs, USDT will be severely affected. While the probability of this happening is low, it is important to be prepared and vigilant, and to take timely measures to mitigate risks. CoreMint. Bitcoin mining startup CoreMint plans to raise $30 million to build a data center with a computing power of 2.4 exahash per second in Stockton Borough, Texas, to further expand its business. River Financial. River Financial provides a wide range of Bitcoin-related services to individuals and businesses, including mining, fully managed brokerage services, and wallet networks that support on-chain and Lightning Network transactions for faster speeds and lower fees. Thanks all for watching. We'll see you next week.